Hi everyone. Today I am going to discuss chemical reactions and equations. In that, there are two types of reactions according to the heat energy. One is called exothermic reaction, and another one is called endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction. Okay, so what is meant by exothermic reaction? Exothermic reaction are chemical reactions in which heat energy is evolved along with the formation of product is called an exothermic reaction. Example we can take here. Now natural gas, it is a burning in the presence of oxygen and forming a gas CO2. So we can call it as a CO2 and H2 gas. So we can call it as a it is an example of exothermic reaction because it is heat is energy is evolving in this reaction. Next one is endothermic reaction. In case of exothermic reaction, we can take a respiration. It is an also example of exothermic reaction. So in case of respiration, now glucose C6H12O6, glucose in the presence of CO2. It is a reaction is happening, and it is what the products are forming here. It is a CO2, H2O, and heat. Okay, so this is an example of exothermic reaction. Next is endothermic reactions. Reactions in which surrounding heat energy is getting absorbed along with the formation of product is called an endothermic reaction. So example of endothermic reaction is, we can take example of endothermic reaction is for example any compound like sunlight in the presence of sunlight, CO2, H2O, and they are giving which energy now, which compound here, C6H12O6 plus it is giving heat is absorbed in this reaction. So we are writing it as endothermic reaction, C6CO2 and H2O. Okay, so now we can just call it as the endothermic reactions. Next we are discussing about the decomposition reactions. Okay, so what is meant by decomposition reaction? We have already discussed decomposition reaction, a reactions in which reaction under suitable condition, a reactant it undergoes a decomposition. It gets decomposed into two or more products. We can call it as a decomposition reaction. Now A is a reactant, and we can call it as A is a reactant. It is breakdown in the form of B, C, and D. So it is getting decomposed in these three products. So we can call, for example, we are using sunlight, any under suitable condition, sunlight, we are using electricity, we are using any heat energy. So by that under suitable condition, it will decompose us into two or more product. Reactant decomposes into two or more product, that we call it as a decomposition reaction. In that decomposition reaction, types of reactions are there. So first already we discussed decomposition reaction. Decomposition reaction. So in this decomposition reaction, one is thermal decomposition. Thermal decomposition reaction. So what is meant by thermal decomposition reaction? Now any compound, by heating it, we are breaking into two or more products. We can call it as a thermal decomposition. We can take an example of now here ferric, for example, calcium carbonate. So this calcium carbonate, we are heating it, then it gives calcium oxide plus CO2. So this is an example of thermal decomposition. Again we can take an example of ferrous sulfate. So ferrous sulfate FeSO4, it is heating. After heating it, we are getting in the form of ferric oxide Fe2O3 plus again we are getting SO2 and SO3. So these are breaking in the ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. So that a ferrous sulfate, once it is in the form of which green color, but once we are heating it, it changes its color in the red brown color, and along with that two byproducts it produces. One is SO2 and one is SO3. Okay, so this is about thermal decomposition reaction. Next I am going to discuss electrolytic decomposition. So what is meant by electrolytic decomposition? Now we are any compound, we are decomposing it by passing electricity or current. We can call it as electrolytic decomposition. Second one is electrolytic decomposition. Electrolytic decomposition. For example, now we have taken as an H2O molecule. H2O molecule, by passing current or electricity, we are breaking into H2O and O2. Okay, so now we can later balance it. Okay, so now this we can call it as a electrolytic decomposition. What is in electrolytic decomposition? A reactant which undergoes a decomposition in the presence of current. By passing current, we can call it as a electrolytic decomposition reaction. So this is an example of electrolytic decomposition. Next we can discuss third reaction of this decomposition reaction is photolytic. Photolytic decomposition reaction. Okay, so what is meant by photolytic decomposition reaction? In case of photolytic decomposition reaction, a reactant in the presence of sunlight that gets break down into two or more product, we can call it as a photolytic decomposition reaction. Example we can take here Ag chloride, silver chloride in the presence of sunlight, it gets break down in the Ag, silver and chloride. Okay, again we can take an example of AgBr, that is a silver bromide. So this silver bromide in the presence of sunlight, it gets break down into silver and bromine. Okay, so these are the photolytic decomposition reactions. We already discussed which are the decomposition reactions in this. One is thermal decomposition, second one is electrolytic decomposition, and third one is photolytic decomposition. So it is very important actually. It is this question, decomposition reaction, how we are going to write down. This question will be for the 5 marks. Okay, so how we are going to write it? First we have to write decomposition reaction definition. Then we are giving one example along with the reaction. Next we are writing the 3 types of decomposition reaction. One is thermal decomposition reaction, electrolytic decomposition reaction, and photolytic decomposition reactions. We are giving 3 definitions for these 3 reactions. Along with that, each example we are giving. So in this way we are writing it for 5 marks, this question, types of decomposition reaction as well as decomposition reaction. Okay, so this is for 5 marks. So today I have discussed this much only, and one more thing is its application. Decomposition reactions application will be there. So this decomposition reaction, it is used in the black and white photography. Black and white photography. In this case, black and white photography, especially which reaction we are using, this AgCl2. It is in the presence of sunlight. Now this, in case of reactant, this silver is in the form of greyish color. Sorry, it is in the form of white color only, but once reaction happens, then it turns into the greyish color. Now this, in this product, it forms a grey color here, and plus Cl2. Okay, same like AgBr, silver bromide. So these 2 compounds we are using in case of black and white photography. So along with that, we are giving these 2 example also for the 5 marks question. So this AgBr or AgCl2, they are using for the black and white photography purpose. So this is about today's class. So in the next class, I will discuss next part of it. Thank you.